I liked my Squier Affinity Jazzmaster so much I had to buy a matching Burgundy Mist Telecaster Deluxe. This guitar feels just as good. Its neck, despite having a different headstock, of course, feels exactly the same. Same finish, shape, and radius. The back of the body is also heavily contoured so that you can lean into it while positioned in all sorts of different ways without being uncomfortable. Beyond the shape of the body, there are some differences in the shape of the sound, most notably because of the humbuckers instead of single coils. The position was off when they came in, so I had to adjust that to my liking. There's also a hardtail bridge instead of a trem system, and my personal favorite feature is that each pickup has its own volume and tone control instead of sharing a circuit. I appreciate that variety. Now it's time to hear how they sound. In addition to digging into the neck pickup, MindCypher also asked me to focus on the fretwork and see if I can get a nice low action. So before maintenance, I want to do that. Out of the box, it was 2.75, 12th fret, string 6, which is a hair higher than I like, but a millimeter higher than what's commonly recommended. The saddle curve didn't match the radius either. I never held a setup against a guitar though, especially not when Allen keys to fix it are included. So I lowered the action to where the first string is 0.75 and the sixth string is 1.25, and I heard nothing that indicates a fret needs leveling. I was surprised when I took off the strings to find there was some graphite in the string slots. That's rare attention to detail. Then I went ahead and conditioned the fretboard because it arrived pretty dry, but more than that, from a psychological perspective, I think it helps to make a new instrument feel like your own. Typically, I'll clean the frets first and then condition, but the Gorgonite cloth I'm using is dry, so I conditioned the fretboard first to help it feel rehydrated as it cleans the frets. It gives some time for the conditioner to soak in too. I cleaned each fret and then went over the entire board and every fret again with a conditioning wipe. The naked eye might not notice, but with most guitars you'll have some manufacturing debris that can interfere with string life and even contribute to playing issues. After that, I'll give it 15 to 30 minutes to soak in usually, and then I wipe it off with a soft, dry cloth. Before I put the strings though, I'm going to do the cotton ball test to make sure there's no sharp fret ends. I wasn't expecting any, I certainly didn't feel any while playing, and sure enough, the cotton didn't catch any. One last thing before the strings though is the pickguard plastic film. The adhesive can cause the plastic of the pickguard to dull over time, so I want to remove that. I'm putting 10 to 52 XT strings on, and I like to pull the string as tight as I can from the bridge and measure the length of 2 tuning posts before cutting. That way I always have 3 winds around the peg. I've had questions about getting that right with pegs like this before, so I want to pass on that info. As for those strings, I'm using 10 to 52 strings because the tuning I'm using is what I refer to as the carnival tuning, and from 6 to 1 that's B, F sharp, B, G, B, E. I always imagined my first Telecaster would be one with the classic single coils, but this one caught my attention, and I'm proud that it will occupy that space forever instead. I think it's perfect, and outside of fixing that scratchy pot issue in some years, I can't imagine changing anything else about this. Its tuning stability is good, and most surprisingly, these pickups are incredible. They're balanced so well. I'd like to thank you for watching and end this video highlighting their mellow clarity and versatility. embarrassing. I just need to start over.